We're staying in the Polylines.dwg file, and you can see I've left it in the same state as it was at the end of the last video. We're going to have a little look now at zooming and panning in AutoCAD. These are tools that allow you to navigate your drawings. So you can use your mouse initially to zoom and pan very quickly and very easily. You'll see the crosshair on the screen. If I position that on a location where I want to get closer to, I roll up on the wheel of the mouse and it zooms me in closer, as you can see. I roll back on the wheel of the mouse and it zooms me out again. Quick and easy. I can also double click on the wheel and that'll zoom to the extents of the visible drawn objects. I roll back a couple of notches on the wheel and as you can see it rolls back and zooms out slightly again. I can also hold down the wheel of the mouse and move the mouse and I can pan in the drawing. So I can zoom in close to something, hold down the wheel, pan like so. I can then double click on the wheel to zoom extents again, and always use that double click on the wheel to zoom extents if ever you get lost in a complex drawing. It's very quick and easy to get out to the extents to see where you are, to see the wood for the trees. Now, if I right click on the mouse, you'll notice that you've also got pan and zoom here. So this is real-time pan and real-time zoom. So if I click on pan on the shortcut menu, you'll see I've got the hand there permanently. And when I hold down the left-hand mouse button, it kind of grips the drawing. And as I move the mouse, I can pan. When I release the left-hand mouse button, I'm still in real-time pan. So I have to right-click and now go to zoom for real-time zoom. Now I've got a permanent little magnifying glass. Hold down the left-hand mouse button and move up. I zoom in, hold down the left-hand mouse button and move down, and I zoom out. I can right-click again. I can also do 3D orbits if I'm working in 3D, which we're not, but you could if you had a 3D model in front of you. I can do a zoom window off of that shortcut menu. So a zoom window, I can do a click and a drag and release, and I zoom in to the extent of that window. I can right-click and do zoom original, which was the original view. I can also right-click there and do zoom extents as if I'm double-clicking the wheel. I can then right-click and exit the real-time zoom and real-time pan. If I roll back a couple of notches there, just so we can see what we're doing. Now, last but not least, you have a thing called the nav bar. It's over here on the right-hand side of the screen. You do have pan, you'll notice there, and you have zoom commands as well. So if I click on this little flyout here, there's all my zoom commands, so I can do a zoom window. Now, the zoom window off of the nav bar is subtly different. If I click once, release the mouse button, drag, and click again, it zooms to the extents of that window. But what I like on the nav bar zoom commands is I can do a zoom previous and go back to the previous view. It's a bit like an undo for zoom, which is really handy. There's also lots of other zoom commands that you can play around with there as well, such as zoom in. That will zoom you in 2 times. And then if I zoom out, that will zoom you out and make it half size. So it kind of cancels each one out, zoom in, zoom out. Lots of ways and means of zooming and panning in your AutoCAD drawings. Now, some of you may be saying, where's my navbar? It's not there. Simply type navbar as a variable, and you'll see there that you've got navbar display. If you click on navbar display, it should be 1 for on. If I set it to 0 and press enter, it'll switch it off. So again, I can now right-click, repeat navbar display, set it to 1, and that'll switch the navbar back on the right-hand side of the screen. But that's pretty much zooming and panning in AutoCAD. Those are the ones that you need to know. There are other ones that you can mess around with on the navbar and experiment with and see how they work. But what I've given you here are the main ones to allow you basically to navigate your AutoCAD drawings pretty effectively 99% of the time.